Hey y'all, my name is Ali. I am a social media commentator. No, I don't have any credentials. I'm just a yarber like you guys, just putting a label on it. Let's jump right into this video, shall we? Yesterday, I gave you guys so many headcanons of like Nick Olandria in general. I think I gave you guys like 6 or 7 within a 5-minute video. Today, I'm gonna be breaking down some of these headcanons with like my story, like with like a storyline, right? An actual storyline and plot. And I want to start with the one of the very first one I gave you guys of if Olandria stole Nick from Belle-A. Let's jump right into it. This one's gonna be messy. So buckle up. Okay, so scene, right? Ariana just explained to the girls how it works when it comes down to, picking the men, kissy boys that you might be interested in, right? So, of course, Belle-A picks Nick. When it comes down to Olandria kisses Taylor and Nick, right? And then when she's like choosing, she's like, no, I do like me a cowboy, but I like Southern men in general, right? So she, instead of like saying the name, she just like walks up and she's like looking at both of them, like with the tension and everything, and then she's like, and then just looks at Nick and she's like, I choose you. And everybody was like, oh, okay, clap, 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 tension, because Olandria stole Nick from Belle-A. Ariana makes that known, and then of course there is the coupling up, right? Olandria with Nick. All right, so blindfold challenge, right? Belle-A ends up being coupled up with Taylor, right? When it comes down to who's kissing who, Belle-A ends up kissing Nick. Olandria ends up kissing Taylor because she did show traction there, and she just want to make it known. She wants to make it known that she is still very much willing to like explore things with her. And Nick kisses Belle-A, right? Okay, so like definitely, yeah, you get the vibe. You get the vibe. Sierra still comes in, still kisses Nick, right? And then of course she also kisses Shelly because we being messy boots over here, okay? Why the fuck not? Taylor also kisses Olandria, right? So you see what's going on here. Yeah, okay, so episodes pass, obviously, Belle-A and Sierra still making known that they are wanting to explore things with Nick, right? So on Olandria's end, she's like, unfazed queen, she's like, early days, I get it, whatever. She's very confident, right? And she just upholds herself in a very, powerful way. And of course, this is very attractive to Nick, but also a little bit intimidating because it's like, ooh, that's a powerful woman right there. That's a mature woman right there, right? So he's like, ooh, I don't know if I can handle this, right? Because although I did say that I really like women, like I like mature women and I like crazy women, I'm not sure if I can handle this, right? So not that he acts up, but he's definitely willing to explore things with Belle-A and Sierra, right? Belle-A and Sierra are both laying it on thick with Nick, right? And he's like, oh, ladies, all this attention, ladies, please. And Sierra, she knows her worth, right? She gets it. She understands where Nick comes from, but guess what? She's also interested in people. So, of course, she's pulling Taylor for chats. Her and Taylor are kind of like vibing it out a little bit, but she's just not feeling it. Taylor doesn't seem to really be is showing interest in her, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like he really likes her for her, right? And like their conversations are very surface level or anything like that. And she's just like, I don't know. I just don't know, right? So she, of course, is still heavily leaning on Nick. Now, Sierra, out of everybody's laying it on super thick, right? She pretty much, pulls Olandria for a chat, and she's making it very clear, like, hey, like, me and Nick, like, I really love our conversations, he's, like, a really good vibe, and, like, oh, my gosh, he's just such an attractive and sweet person. And Olandria's like, right, I know, because I picked him. I know, because, like, we're coupled up. I know. Right, but like I said, messy boots down, okay? It's already messy, but it gets messier, right? So during the Lumberjack challenge, so this is like episode 14, they still been like trying to figure out everything. At this point, Belle-A is no longer in the picture, right? She has been voted out, right? Including Austin, just to add a little bit more context to the fucking story, right? So it's Sierra and Olandria that's pretty much like trying to get the attention of Olandria, right? During the Lumberjack challenge, Olandria is still getting picked by everybody, Jeremiah, Taylor even, right? Nick, of course, Nick's like a little bit jealous because Jeremiah laid it on thick and he didn't know that Jeremiah was into her because, the whole Huda and Jeremiah situation is very much a thing in this headcanon. So when it came down to Nick actually picking Olandria, the ones that he's actually coupled up with, he definitely lays it on thick. He's like very purposeful with that kiss, and Olandria just like melts and she's like, that's my man. So to this, in this little challenge, it kind of solidifies that she's definitely wanting to like primarily her choice is Nick, right? She still thinks Taylor is cool, but primarily her choice is definitely Nick. Right, and like I said, messy boots down, right? So at night, after the challenge and everything, Olandria and Nick are pretty much like snuggled up. They're just talking. You know, at this point, it's been like 2 weeks, and like they're very much like, yo, like this is going really well, and I really like you, and I just, you know, like things are going good, and I know that we're still exploring, but like you're definitely my choice. And then, you know, of course, they're having such an easy conversation. It's just going so fucking well. You know, Nick is understanding that Olandria is like just, you know, this very like cool, calm, and collected person, but she's very also open and vulnerable with him, and he just eats that up. He's like, goo, 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 you know? But, you know, Sierra interrupts, right? And she's pulling Nick. She's like, hey, can I talk to you, Nick? And she's pulling him for a chat. Oh, okay, so she's initiating it even more so, right? Because, like I said, she's trying to lay this shit on thick. She's making it very clear to everybody, including Olandria, that Nick, she wants that man. She wants Olandria's man. So the conversation goes on. Olandria is pretty much just floating around, talking to other people and everything. Nick comes back. He's a little flushed, and he's like, Olandria, and she looks at him, and her stomach just drops because she sees something happen, something's wrong, right? And she's like, what's wrong? And before he answers it, he gets a text, and he's like, I got a text. Everyone's like, Will, what's going on? And the fucking text says, ladies and gents, you know, this is a surprise recoupling. Please immediately go to the fire pit. It is girls' night. Ah! Oh, fuck. Okay, everybody was like, yo, what? Really? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? And Olandria, she's freaking the fuck out because, like, yo, what the fuck? What is going on? Like, Nick looks worried. I am scared. And that's right. She should be fucking scared because guess what? Who goes before her? Sierra. And who does Sierra pick? Nick. And her speech is messy, okay? Sierra's like, yeah, and I like just really like this guy, and like he definitely makes me feel something, and like the kiss we just had definitely solidified that for me. And everybody was like, ooh, quiet. And then of course she picks Nick, and Nick's just like very tense, very strained, and Olandria's like, out loud, are you fucking serious? Olandria's a little bit annoyed, right? She's a little bit annoyed. She's like, what the hell? What the fuck was that speech about? Like, why would you even mention that? Because she's intelligent, right? She knows that Nick probably wanted to like pull her aside and talk to her about that kiss and everything. And she can tell that Nick actually looks uncomfortable, but she's obviously not able to speak about it there. She's like, okay. And she does a little clap. She's like, it is what it is, right? She's very unfazed. She's cool, calm, and collected. She doesn't look in Nick's way, in a serious way when they sit down, but she can tell that Nick is absolutely boring his eyes into the side of her fucking skull. Okay, he's looking. And, you know, Olandria, you know, because you know it's messy boots down over here. Olandria's like, fuck it, since we being messy, let's be messy. She goes up there and gives her speech. She's like, you know, and I do want to couple up with this person because he does make me smiley and giggly and everything, and I do want to see where it goes. Taylor. And Nick knows the game, right? He knows how it is. Him and Olandria have made it very clear that they're still exploring things with one another, right? And this is just an unfortunate event, right? But he's still annoyed, right? Because Olandria and Taylor, Taylor was Olandria's second pick. So, of course, he's going to be a little bit, like, frustrated about it, you know, plus he's a man, and, you know, he has a big fucking ego. So when that happens, you know, you can definitely hear the Florida accent comes out, and he's just like, bet. Got it, bet, yeah. And like he says it's loud and clear, right? He wants to make it very clear that Olandria hears him. And everything's tense, everybody gets coupled up, and boom. We're gonna end it right there. Y'all, I do this for fun. This is the type of shit I love doing, right? When I tell y'all that Nick and Olandria has definitely pulled me into getting more back into fandom, getting more back into books, getting more back into the romance genre and headcanons and such, I will, like, this is my shit. If you guys truly want more, let me know. I will absolutely fucking give it to y'all. Bye-bye.